Hello there, this is Jorge Gonzalez, and I'm a realtor in Miami, Florida with Keller Williams Realty. And I'm wondering if you've been thinking, with all the news that's happening right now, if this is a good time to buy. Well, I'm sitting in a beautiful listing that I have on the market, and it points to what buyers should do right now in this very competitive seller's market. Stay tuned. I'm sitting inside this very pretty, very well-maintained, great listing that I just picked up. We put it on the market on Tuesday, started showing it on Wednesday. We did all that it takes to draw attention to the listing via online resources and beautiful photography, video, 3D type virtual tour technology and everything, and it's worked. Tons of showings have been requested. In a 4-day span, I guess, so starting on Wednesday and today is Sunday, I have shown this property to 32 different buyers. In that period of time, I've already received 7 offers, most of which are at asking price and a couple of them that are above asking price. Last video that I did a few weeks ago pointed to the fact that it is a great time to sell, because when you're trying to sell, you're going to get pretty much top dollar. You're going to be able to sell quickly, and it's going to be all in your favor. But if you're a buyer, doesn't that mean that maybe things are not in your favor? Well, as an honest professional, and if I were to be in a buyer's shoes right now, and certainly if I were making recommendations to somebody I cared about, and I do care about you, I'm wondering right now if it's a good time to buy. And again, my answer is going to be, it depends. So what does it depend on? Well, how long are you planning to stay in the house? That's a big factor, number one. Number two, are you seeing this as an investment deal? Okay, if you're trying to make a good investment, then, and purely as an investor, and saying, okay, I'm going to buy a house as an investment, I'd probably say, I'd wait, because right now we're in a very strong seller's market. There is an indication that in the future, and I'm recording this in the summer of 2020, and we all know what was going on in 2020, or what is going on in 2020 right now. There's all kinds of changes in the economy, there's health situations, etc. And that is having a huge effect on the real estate market. So if you are looking to buy a house that you're going to make as an investment, probably right now is not the best time, because you're basically buying at the peak of a market. And that doesn't mean the peak in the market, because that would mean that prices are going to go down and never go back up again. I'm certainly not anticipating that. But with all of the mortgage forbearances, the forecast that there will be more people either losing their homes to foreclosure, or more likely not losing it to foreclosure, but people making a economic decision in their own life and their own finances that maybe they should sell their house and downsize, maybe buy something a little bit more affordable given their personal circumstances. There should be more houses coming on the market. And one of the reasons that sales prices have peaked and the market has gone a little crazy with competitive bidding and that sort of thing is because there are so few homes on the market. Supply of inventory is low in this real estate market, and that has driven price pressures up. And so buyers have to compete for those houses on the market. But if you wait maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, then we probably should see property values go down a little bit. And if you're an investor, that is your time, buying on the dip. Buy when properties take a dip. Now, if you plan to buy a home to live in, then what you really should be taking into consideration are the interest rates, which are, again, new historic lows. People are getting loans in the 2s. 2.65, 2.75, under 3, or very low 3s, and that is a factor of your credit score, your debt to income ratios, things like that. But certainly you should be able to get record low interest rates. So that should help you. If you get them locked in for 30 years, you're going to have very low cost of housing based on your mortgage for many, many years to come. So if you plan to stay in your home for, 7 to 10 years plus, then maybe it is a good idea to take advantage of the low rates that we're experiencing right now and compete for the home that you want. If you're an investor, then I would say wait. So it all depends on whether you're buying as an investor or you're buying as an owner occupant. Now, what to do in this market if you're a buyer? In this house, like I said, we already had 7 offers that have come in. You've got to compete. You have to be competitive, and that means you have to be aggressive. And you have to be willing to either pay asking price for a home or above asking price. But you're probably not alone in doing that. You might be competing against other buyers who are also making full price offers, or maybe saying, oh, I know what I'm going to do. Like on The Price is Right, I'm going to bid $1 over or $1,000 over. Well, you're not the first one to make an offer like that. So this is a recommendation that I'm offering to you. And it would make an impression on the sellers that I'm working with. And it has to do with the appraisal. Because many people will make an overpriced offer, they'll offer above asking price, counting on the fact that, well, the house may not appraise. When the appraisal is done by the bank, then the appraisal may not come up to the price point on the contract or the asking price. And that's an opportunity to renegotiate the price. And certainly that is a strategy. But again, that's the strategy that many people are using. So really, to set your offer apart, you may want to set it apart by saying, I'll be willing to pay a certain amount of money above whatever the appraisal is, if it comes lower than the contract purchase price. And if you're willing to pay $5,000 above or $10,000 above, or as a percentage of the purchase price above the appraised value, in the event that it comes in lower than the purchase price, then that is a winning offer, because you're telling the seller how serious you are and that you are willing to pay more if the appraisal comes in low. So I hope this helps. Talk about it with your realtor. Hopefully I'm your realtor, and we'll talk about that strategy. But don't feel bad about doing that, because if it's a long-term play and you plan to live in the house for 7 to 10 years, you won't be sorry that you got that house if it's the right house for you, because in a few years you will more than reap the rewards. You'll definitely have a home that's worth well more than what you initially paid for, even if at the time you purchased it you feel like you paid 5-10% more for the house, okay, or $10,000 more for the house. Hope that makes sense to you. If you have any questions about strategies when you're a buyer and how to get the house that you want now in a competitive seller's market, feel free to give me a call. You know where my information is down below, my phone number, my email address. Text me, call me, send me an email, and let's talk about it. Again, I love this stuff, so let's talk, even if you're not currently in the market, but are just thinking about things, okay? I look forward to talking to you, and I really appreciate you watching my video. Until next time, bye-bye.